you want to do, especially in Street Fighter 6, is find out which one is her 4-frame button. So standing light punch is 4-frame, crouching light punch is 4-frame, standing light kick is 4 frames, crouching light kick is 5 frames. So she actually has three buttons for that. That's crazy. That's actually really strong. The next thing you want to do is start figuring out, because this is the most important thing, is come in here and find out what moves you have on block. However, even before that, you know, I know you can look it up in the command list, but I always test to see what my unique normals are. I don't know why I don't like going to the command list. Like, I like discovering it because it glues it into my head a little bit better. She has a forward medium punch, which obviously is an overhead, and then heavy punch, heavy punch. Okay, so she doesn't have any other heavy punches. She only has the one heavy punch. Light kick, okay, it's all the same. Medium kick, and then heavy kick. Oh, back heavy kick, and forward heavy kick. No, so she's just got a back heavy kick, and then crouching. You know, use all the different. I love how she just grabs the fan out of her mouth like that. That's so cool. Yeah, this is crouch medium punch. This is what I had determined from watching the videos. Crouching heavy punch. Crouching heavy punch. Okay, so no command normals there. So they didn't give Mai a slide. Interesting. Okay, so the only command normal she has is this one and this one. So forward medium punch, back heavy kick, and then I'll look up the jump ones here. So oh, that's right. She has this thing as well. Oh, and that's right. This was a target combo as well. So not just this, but nice. And this again is the homage to the Fatal Fury, where she kicks you to the back and then kicks you back forward. Really, really, really cool. Yeah, the crouching heavy punch is 2 hits, which is nice, but I mean, definitely it comes with its own risks and stuff. But as a 10-frame startup, it's not, that's a fast for a sweep. First hit, wait. Oh, okay. This is a problem. So we're gonna change her to block all, but crouching block only. What this means is if she blocks, she's gonna have to do it from crouching. If I hit her with jump attacks, she's gonna get hit because she's only gonna block crouching. This is clearly an overhead. I want her to standing block. She'll block the overhead. This is a low. Crouch heavy punch is not a low. Crouching heavy punch is not a low. So this is not a low button at all. So it's only her crouching kicks that are lows. So that's important to note. All right, let's come back over here. Yeah, light kick, light kick, light kick, which lets you cancel into Musasabi no Mai. I just guessed this quarterback plus punch, and I was right. But what's her super? Like, what's her, okay, that's her level 1. No, that's her level 3, right? That's her level 3. This is her level 1. This is her level 2 right here, which can be done in the air. And I just want to know, yeah, you can do it. And it combos. That combos, it's cool. Right, it says in the screen what it is. So, is crouching heavy punch cancelable? No. If you don't have it turned on, turn everything on screen display settings. This is cancel timing window display. This will tell you if a move is cancelable. If I do crouching medium kick, she glows red, which means I can cancel it into a special move. If she glows blue, that means I can cancel it into a super. Of course, only level 3 works because that's just the rules, but keep that turned on so you can tell if you're messing up the cancel or if it's actually cancelable. That's really fascinating that this just works like that. That's kind of neat. In any case, she doesn't have any air unique moves. So once I figured out what all her moves are, I will test her moves on block. The first thing I did when I tested Terry was like, nothing is plus. This is a problem. So let's see what Mai's got here. Light punch. And again, everybody's light punches are negative except for Zangief. Zangief is the only character that has some plus light attacks. And as you can see here, all her light attacks are minus. Now, does that mean you should always press a button? No, because if you can chain them like this, if you try to press a button in between, you'll actually get hit because as you can see on the screen over here, these little black spaces in between the block stuns means that there's enough gap in there for the opponent to move, but if they do, they get hit, right? So if I actually set my up to, why does this look different? They added 10 slots! Bless your souls, Capcom! Bless your soul! They made it from 5 to 10 slots! Oh my god! Thank you. Thank you. Holy crap! Okay, alright, block settings. So if I turn this on to, like we saw, standing light kick is a 4-frame button, right? If I do this, see, I interrupt her because now if you see this, you see the startup of that move because you see this light green where that gray block was supposed to be, which means she started her move and got interrupted. So if you always do the chain cancels on your lights, the opponent can't just take their turn after they block lights. That's how you stop people from mashing most of the time, but people will learn how to delay mash, etc. Unimportant right now. Let's actually find out more of these moves over here. So that's -3, -3. So these buttons are safe. So again, the magic number is 4. If you're -4, you can be punished. If you're -3, you're safe on block. So these moves are both safe on block. So I can fish with this, and if it's blocked, I am okay. I'm -3. The opponent can take their turn for free, basically. Get her to do crouching light punch. Maybe has better range over here. There you go. So that hits me, right? At the highest levels, it's important to note when a move is actually -3. At higher levels, don't worry about this right away unless your opponent likes to mash buttons to take their turns. -3 is also important to learn for perfect parry timing. If people are really adamant about trying to take their turns in -1, -2, -3 situations, you can actually learn to take advantage of that. Oh, okay, so I can't heavy punch right there. Right, and so you get combos off of that. So having situations that are guaranteed for your opponent to take their turn back become perfect parry baits, and that's something important to note as well. However, anything -3 is safe on block. So you can throw these out and not be scared to get destroyed for doing it. Okay, her overhead is -3. Most overheads are that way. Actually, let me check something right here. On hit, it is normally +2. So on drive rush, it is going to be +6, which means I should be able to link into stuff, right? So very similar to most drive rushes there. Just want to test that out. So let's try medium kicks over here. So -4. So this one will be punished, right? But that's why this move is a ranged move, because just because you're -4 doesn't mean you can be punished based off of range. So this is going to be a very safe button over here for poking. You can basically poke at range and never be at a problem. You just don't want to do that, right? Why would you ever do that when you have something much safer? And that's a 6-frame startup, and this is a 9-frame startup. So if you're up close, don't hit standing medium kick. There's just no reason. But this is a freaking great button. Holy crap. Jesus. One of the characters that has the best standing medium kick in the game is M. Bison. One thing I like to do is test comparisons over here. So this misses here, and what I will do is, whoops, I actually have that backwards here. This I want to be X. There you go, perfect. Okay. So save the state here so I can do this, like so. Micro walk. Okay, it hit, right? So, oops, I didn't mean to save state. I meant to replay the state. Shoot. Okay, so I'm here. So I save the state, and I can walk forward and try again. Okay, replay the state, see if I can get it better. Okay, now I save the state again. Try to micro walk a little bit. Still miss, save the state. Micro walk, save the state. Micro walk, save the state. Oh, okay. So now if I play back the state, I'm here, and if I even move just slightly forward, I will hit M. Bison's, right? So, yeah. So this is about where it misses. Now, if you start the record thing, you control the other character. And as you can see, Bison stand medium kick, far superior to Mize, right? So there you go. So if I play back the state again, Bison obviously reaches farther than Mize. So this is a good way to judge how far a move actually kind of reaches. So I can move him back a little bit. Look at that, still hits. Let's move him back even further. Okay, not quite that far. Okay, so barely longer than Mize, but long enough. Mize standing medium kick is really good. However, I just want to check something. Bison standing medium kick is 10 frames, whereas Mize was 9 frames. So Mize standing medium kick still could be argued to be better than M. Bison's. There is still an argument, but that is a really good button. Holy crap, whoa, I didn't mean to hit heavy punch. Crap, that button's good. Look at the range on that thing. Holy crap, this is a really nice button to have. And it's just cancelable in the special moves. It's just, dude, wow. So can I hit this at a max range and be safe? I don't think so, because that Yuenbu doesn't look like it. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh shit. Whoops, I hit the button too early. That's too slow. Let's try. Oh, I can't crouch. I can't crouch because crouching makes you wider. Oh god. My light punch will probably just work. Whoops, too close. Oh, come on. Oh, it just doesn't, oh, because she's not reaching me. So why would I reach? Oh, because I'm trying to whiff punish her. There it is. There it is. So there you go. So kind of a spacing trap here like this. So you can use this as a spacing trap at the right ranges. That's actually kind of, it's kind of neat actually. This is 7 frames. I wonder if I can do that. Oh. Oh, it's barely fast, barely not fast enough. Yep, crouching medium punch will work. So you can practice this timing like this. That's really good. Oh god. But see, you can't crouch right away because if you crouch, then you'll block that jab. And keep in mind, most characters don't have a 4-frame button that reaches this far. So against a lot of characters, this is gonna be a lot more effective than it is against Mai. So you're gonna be able to do this to a lot of characters here. Yep, and I can get the punish counter there. And so that's +9. So I can do all sorts of stuff. I can do. Are they really gonna let me do this? Are they gonna let me do this? Are you gonna let me do this, Capcom? Oops. No, come on. Okay. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. That's +9, right? Well, again, I don't have to test it this way, which is, again, the reason why I have these things here. So I can set this just a punish counter like this. So if I do this, can I get the link? Yeah, so that's a link right there. So it might be a range thing, I don't know. And again, as you can see how hard this is. Yep, there it was, there it was. I got it, I got it. I got it, see, there you go, there you go. And so again, like, but I hope you guys are seeing like my mindset when I'm testing things. I will test the normal stuff at first, and then after I see stuff, I get ideas, and then I shift to this. Oops, I muscle memoried into Fireball right now. God, you can do it from hella far. Jesus. Oh, I keep wanting to do fireballs. My muscle memory sucks, by the way. My muscle memory sucks. Oh, that doesn't hit crouching. That's right. That was in the thing that doesn't hit crouching. But OD does. OD does. So let's try that then. And so then I get a launch into combo, etc., etc. So there you go. That's the fact that you can actually do a block string into this, like at max ranges. Now, keep in mind, of course, the opponent will be walking around. Your chances of landing this perfectly every time are going to be very difficult. But see, when you lab a character like this, you're not only labbing to see what you can do with the character, but also what not to fall for. So now if you're fighting against a Mai and you block this from far away like this, she is -4. She is -4. If you block it at that range over there, do not throw out a, what's a good button here? This is 8 frames. So don't throw out these light buttons. This is like when you block Ken's Jinrai. When you goes Jinrai into the low kick, don't respond with fast short range move. Respond with faster longer range move. So even if I do this, if you standing medium punch, what am I going to do? Right? Like, even if I mash jab, I lose. So, okay, we trade there, but you're +7. So you're in a better situation. You hit me with a medium, and I hit you with my fastest 4-frame button. See, trade. Okay, that was a trade. You did 720, I did 360, and you're +4 in this situation. So again, like, at those ranges, you learn not to hit the light buttons, because then you can get whiff punished. And that's why, again, it's why it's important to lab characters on both sides, basically. So even though this is normally supposed to be punishable on block, because it's -4, she can obviously space it at a range where it's safe. And if she does space it at a range where it's safe, you know, start learning to react with medium buttons instead. Now, your character may be stubby, Kimberly, and so maybe she can't actually take that turn back, but, you know, characters are characters, right? No, but see, the thing is, with the DI, okay, so if you think she's gonna medium punch afterwards, I mean, let's see what happens. She recovers in time, so no, it's not good enough to blow that up. Obviously, I can do this. I have an invincible move, and that's when people will start stealing turns if you always take your turn with the medium punch after that and become predictable. So as a player, you have to learn to kind of mix it up so that you don't always do that and become predictable and get DP'd and stuff, but that's when you get into mind games. Remember, when you play fighting games, you find the optimal thing to do, like standing medium punch with Mai, you learn the optimal things to do, and then you immediately, well, once you get into the higher levels, you have to remember to not do the optimal thing, because if you always do the optimal thing, you're easy to predict. That's it. Ken Jinrai, Ken Jinrai is the perfect example, Mage Nicholas. It is the perfect example. If you block the Jinrai at the farthest ranges, he's like -4, I think, or I think he might even be like -6 or something ridiculous. But a lot of times, your light punches will miss, and he'll just kick you again. So if you block Jinrai from that range, throw out a medium button instead. Throw out a medium button. I'm not sure what you mean, Super Pie Pie. I don't know what you mean by medium button drive rush. I'm not sure which character you're talking about there. But in any case, standing heavy punch reaches really far, and it is only -2. This is a great fishing button, holy crap. And this would be really good for whiff punishes. Oh my God. Whoops. Oh, Jesus. And actually, I have my shortcut settings backwards now that I actually tried to, do it. Okay, I had it backwards. So that's my record. This is my playback button. Yeah, okay. Oh my God. Dude, that's really good. It's really, really good. Dude, I mean, obviously, I know when you're gonna whiff the button, so I can hit it easily. I can time it easily. Trust me, in a real match, I couldn't hit it this well. But against a stronger player, like, you're gonna have to be careful swinging at my, right? Even for something like, crouching medium kick, right? So even for something like crouching medium kick like this, right? Like, that's, oh, but she has to do a different follow-up, right? But that's really good, dude. Like, please be careful swinging at my, because that standing heavy punch is really freaking good. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is -3. It's minus, wow, okay. Up close, it's -3, but from this far, it is going to be, oh, it can be -3. It can even be -1. Holy crap. But this button is amazing. This button is ridiculous, dude. Holy crap. This button is safe on block. It's safe on block. What the hell? I mean, it isn't a low. It isn't a low, so I get that. And it can't be canceled into anything. So what is... Even if we switch on punish counter or we drive rush into it, no block, right? Yeah, okay. Even if I turn it to standard over here, this is only gonna be plus, what? Oh, because on hit, of course. On hit, it's +4. On hit, it's +4. So this is actually a button that I can link off of. So if it's +4, I can do stuff like that, right? So I could probably also do, okay, that's too slow. That's not gonna hit in time. Okay, so the best I can probably get is this, right? So yeah, and then on drive rush like this, if I hit with it, I will be +8, which they calculated on purpose, but then I can probably do, you know, then I can do something like that with a 6-frame button into launch. Right, so that's a good combo off of drive rush, crouch, and heavy punch. And the best thing about that is that it's +1 on block. So it's +1 on block, which means I can take my turn afterwards, because if Mai tries to do a 4-frame button, like so, we see that's a 4-frame button from Mai over there, I win. And I get counter hit. So that counter hit is +6 frames, right? So +6 frames, we already know this has a 6-frame startup, so now I can do this. Whoops. Right? You see how, like, having the frame meter and knowing the frame data, everything just kind of builds together. This is why you have to have the frame meter on when you're doing this. Like, this is, I can barely play fighting games now that don't have frame meter because it's so good and so useful. So I don't have to look up her frame data because it's just right here on the screen. So I knew that if I do this, so thanks to the frame meter, I knew that this was +1. So I know that this can work. So I know I'll win if they're mashed. And I see that it's +6, thanks to the frame meter, I know it's +6. Thanks to the frame meter, I know this is 6 frames. So I know that works. Like, dude, the frame meter is so good. It's so good. Yeah, so in the thing they said that this is actually a true anti-air. This is actually a true anti-air. You can't see it on the frame meter because they don't have any frames for air invul only. I mean, obviously, again, you can test it just by doing stuff like this, right? So, whoops, oh my God, that went so far forward? What the hell? Right, see, like that. Oh, actually, no, I think that was the other way. Shoot, my muscle memory is fighting me right now. I think that's right, okay. So if I do this to play it back, yeah, you can see that clearly it's an anti-air. If I do nothing, I actually get hit in the head. So the light kick works as an anti-air. Again, Capcom has tried not to make the different versions have different properties like they did in 5. because I think they probably had like some sort of internal meaning and they were like, it's too confusing if we keep changing. This one is the anti-throw, this one is the anti-air, this one is the... So they usually have the same properties across the different DPs now, unlike back in Street Fighter 5. It does heavy punch anti-air. Oh. Not well. Not very well. Now, it seems to be pretty decent at trading if you're at like this. Oh God, no. No, no, no. Don't use it. Don't use it. What's her? Heavy kick, light kick, medium kick, light punch, medium punch. Doesn't look like she has a good normal anti-air. It doesn't look like she has a good normal anti... Oh, this might work, actually. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. Not late. You can't do it late. Yeah, see? This is one of those... Okay. It's not great. It's not great. Don't... It might not be a good button anti-air either. It can work if you just do it early enough, but any later and you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna... It's okay. It might also be a range-dependent thing. Oh, okay. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's reliable enough. It'll probably get smoked by Ken and Luke like everybody else, but it can work. It can work. And yeah, and then they made JP's fixed again. Don't forget. So JP's works again. All right, so that's okay. What I want to do here, there we go, okay. What was I doing? I was on blocks over here, so. And again, in case you're watching this for the first time, to navigate the training menu, please, please, please learn my shortcut. It will make your life a lot easier. By hitting both triggers at the same time, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, it says go back to basic settings. No matter which page you're on, if you hit left and right, you'll always go to the first page. And if you memorize what page you're looking for from here, it's a lot easier, right? So every time I want to go, for example, to the block reactions, or the hit reactions, or the wake-up reaction, I always know it's right times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's my page. So no matter where I am in the middle of this thing, or like what page I'm on, if I just do like both 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll always go to the page I want. If I want to change it from standing and crouching, I can always go boom, and then 1, 2 on the left button. And see, there I am. Now I'm at block all over here. I'm sorry, right button, right button. I have them mapped backwards. Yeah, don't ask. But if you're doing it on your controller, just memorize that. Makes it so easy to navigate the pages. Much, much, much better. In any case, we were testing this. Oh, we were testing this one. That's right. Yeah. So this is good. The question that I have now is, like, how good of a whiff punish is this button? Because the first hit is a 10-frame startup, and it doesn't hit very far, but it does work that way. And remember, you get the same +4 as a punish counter. So I got the +8 from here like this, right? Oh my God, that reached hella far! Okay, not that far, but still. Oh, but that's too far to hit now. That doesn't hit anymore. This does, and it's cancelable? So, again, it's +8. This is 8-frame startup, so I know this won't combo, because this is a 9-frame startup here. But this is +8, and it's cancelable because I'm glowing red, right? So I can actually do like that. I can actually do that. That is wild. Holy crap. So basically, don't whiff against this character. Don't whiff against this character. Holy crap. Dude, her whiff punishes are good. Her whiff, I mean, this is a standing, that's 9 frames, this is 9 frames, this is 10 frames. So it is gonna be hard. Like, you have to have, like, you have to be like the punks and stuff like that to really consistently whiff punish with these slower buttons. But at the highest levels, yeah, this is good. She's gonna be scary to whiff to whiff against here. As I've talked about, this is a great poke. This is gonna be your standard poke here. This is gonna be your standard poke. So let's turn that off because we want to see the frame data here. So that's -4 as we said earlier. So very safe at far ranges here. This one is -6, so far less safe at close ranges, but it is cancelable, so my will be for sure. Oh, this is gonna be a drive rush button too. And you can make it a true block string into the lights into mediums as well. So that's gonna be +1. Okay, that's not a true block string. That's not a true block string. So keep in mind when you look at the frame meter and you see it look like this, even though it's pure yellow the entire time, because you can see it end right here and it says 16 and then 20 over here, that means this is not a true block string. It is only a true block string if it is one solid yellow line all the way to one number right here. So even though I can do this, even though I can do this, and it looks like it's a true block string, if I set her to DP OD version like this, I did not hit the button. So if I set her to DP OD version like this, like so, even though that looks like a block string, whoops, not that button, this button, that is enough of a gap for them to get a DP through. Okay, that is not a true block string. And again, at the highest levels, you need to know what your true block string is because of people who will do that to you for drive rush canceling. So if they block it, I would go to crouch medium punch instead, and you see how she can't actually drive rush in between, and now I'm plus, or I can do lights like this and be +3. So again, from a high level standpoint, why does this matter? Why does this matter that Mai can actually go into crouch medium punch? Well, one of the main reasons for that is that if you actually happen to hit them, and I go into light punch, I'm +8, right? Okay, that's good, that's good, I'm +8. And so I can get a cool combo afterwards. Crouching light punches scale your combos a lot, right? So if I do this, you see the next button is at 80% damage already, right? And that is because of the crouch light punch, right? If I do crouch medium, let's do drive rush crouch medium punch, which gives me +9 frames. So if I do this, you see how the second button is 100%. There is no scaling after crouching medium punch, right? So if I have to fish with a light punch like this off of a drive rush cancel and go into a light to keep my move a true block string, but I happen to hit them, you'll notice the crouch medium punch is already scaled down to 68 because drive rush cancels automatically scale 15%. So here's a 15% scale, and now here's another 20% scale added on top of that. So the next button is 68%. But if I now know I can do, that's so good. This is really strong. This is really, really strong. I cannot explain to you, like if you guys don't understand, this is really strong. Because again, on block, I mean, this reaches hella far. This is a true block string, so nobody can mash DPs in between. And if you happen to not block it, I only get punished by that 15% scaling. And if I do another crouching medium, whoa, is it, wait, what? Hang on a second. Interesting. Okay, something's happening here that I do not recognize what it is here. Why would it scale on this situation here? Oh, okay, this is tricky. This is kind of tricky. This game has like differences as the move as a starting button and how much it adds to scale, and how much if it's used in the middle of a combo, and how much it adds to Okay, the stream's done. I'll see you guys later. No, just kidding. Okay, anyways, so again, this is really strong, but unfortunately, it does add to the scaling. That's really interesting. Okay, so it's not as strong as I thought. So I thought that this wasn't gonna add much scaling to it, but it still does. It's the same amount of scaling as Light Punch, interestingly enough. Whoops. Interesting, okay. So it's not as strong as I thought it was going to be. They were aware. They somehow figured out how to make it so that, yeah, okay, so there you go. So it's not as bad, and it's probably just because it's the third button or something like that. Because the third button of a combo tends to be, what's a button I can link off of? That's 5 frames, so I can definitely do, that's too far. That was +4, right? Okay, so if I did, see, it normally, okay, so that's just, oh, that's just third button scaling. Interesting. Oh, but see, that one already goes down to, so if I do this, like, it doesn't scale, but if I do, okay, because Light Punches have an initial scaling on them if they're the first hit of a combo that mediums do not. This is new to Street Fighter 6, by the way, which is why this is actually kind of confusing me. Light Punches as the first hit in a combo automatically scale, which is why that goes to 80%, and this does not. Regardless though, I mean, you'll see the difference of damage over here too, right? So if I do something like, let's just do a very simple combo here. Well, actually, I can do the heavy one because she's standing. Right? So that's 2494 damage. 2494 damage. So if I had to put that Light Punch in there, then it's 2239. So basically about 200 damage less, right? A lot of characters, if they want to stay safe on block stream, have to do this. Not a lot of characters can have true block strings from a medium cancel into a medium button. Some of the faster characters can definitely do that. And so Mai definitely has this benefit here that she can get more damage off of this than some other characters that have to go into light, basically. So, but yeah, that's a really freaking good button. Anyways, we were testing crouching medium kick here. So that definitely has a gap. So, oh, the medium one is a true block string. Okay, so range is gonna be the determining factor here. Oh, heavy? 12 frame startup, 14 frame, 16 frame. So this is gonna be a true block string at every range. So that's a true block string at every range. But if you look at it, even at the max range, and again, if you want to test this, please use the save state because some moves will move you forward. Oh, so Mai's crouching medium kick does not move you forward. Okay, so that's good. So let's do this. And actually, yeah, okay, so still misses. Let's put Mai into a crouching state, shall we? No, that's not the right one. Oh, it is the right one, right? Okay, so let's do this, this, this. There we go. Okay. So let's change her to crouching. So now it hits. So let's play, oops, wrong one. So that misses right here. So we save that one, walk forward, misses, save, walk forward. Okay, hits, playback. Try to walk less. Okay, there we go, save. Micro walk, okay, blocks, still, okay, so that's good enough, right? So if I do this, like, let's do this, yeah, that hits right there. So we're gonna do this, save that state, and so if I do this, that's not a true block string. Okay, that's a problem. The heavy one is not a true block string. It is a true block string from that range. So at that range, I'm -8. So at this range, I'm -8. In general, if you're close enough, oops, you're gonna have to be careful of that. you will be safe. You're -9, you're -8. Fast supers and stuff will kill you, so be careful about that. But it is clearly not your turn. But you can do this as a safe block string from a little bit closer, but from max distance, there will be a gap and someone could super through it or something like that. But in general, this is okay. If you do obviously a slower fireball, you're safer. That's -5, that's -1, but you give them an even bigger gap to be able to kill you by going through there. So that's what you want to be careful of in those situations, right? Oh, that was the charge one, shoot. Oh, what's up, Raph? What's going on? Does HP miss crouchers? No. Oh, I guess from a little further it misses crouchers, but it's still hella good. So yeah, there is a shortcut for crouching. It is change dummy behavior right there. That's that one. So I can do that. I can make her jump. I can make her standing, crouch, jump, standing. What's nice about that is I have it set to one of the harder buttons to hit, but I don't use it as often, so it's okay. It's fine. It's fine that way. But this is a good way to, like, you know, you can use these for block strings, but like I said, keep in mind, with the slower fans, because they have more startup, there's a bigger gap, and actually, like, the light one is really nice here, like this. But I would imagine at the far, again, thank you for 10 slots. You guys are amazing. But basically, at max ranges, oh wow, no, okay. So for characters that do not have projectile invulnerable moves, this is actually surprisingly safe. So this is actually, so depending on the matchup, this is gonna be really strong. If you're fighting a Kimberly, and she's only at a level 1, she can't do anything about this. She cannot do anything about this. Because Kimberly has no projectile invul stuff. So you can do this to Kimberly pretty safely. But you'll have to watch out for other characters who do have the ability to go through projectiles, right? But otherwise, you can use this on most characters because they can't even jump forward and get through it. But as I said, you're gonna have to be careful of things like this, right? So this reaches so far that it's gonna catch me like every time. So you have to be careful of things like that, right? And they don't even have to reversal timing it, because if you're always doing the light one, like look at that. That has, if you count the black boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 frames that she has to be able to start that up and hit you. So even if I delay this for 7 frames like this, oops, even if I delay this for 7 frames, why are you, oh, I did the count. I'm so stupid. 7 frames like that, she can still do it, right? Like, she can still hit you. So that's why a lot of times you'll go for the faster ones to give them less room. So that's the medium one. And then this is the heavy one, but you gotta be careful because it's -8, which gives them a better chance to take their turn, etc., etc. So yeah, so again, that was me just testing crouch medium kick, and then crouching heavy kick is gonna be like everything else. -11, pretty decent range. Wow, oh my God, whoa. That was way farther than I thought it was gonna be. Holy crap. Okay, her sweep is really good. Now, what they have done is they've tried to make it so that most characters can't keep themselves safe, even at max range. So if I do this, okay. Yeah, see? So even though it looks like I'm safe, I probably have a hurt box that extends a lot farther than it looks. Yeah, look at that. Even the crouching medium kick hit me. Okay, so there are ranges where you can spacing trap the crouch medium kick, but as you can see, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous, right? So, there you go. No, she doesn't have the slide. She doesn't have the slide. It's weird. I'm surprised she doesn't have the slide. But yeah, so, oh, that's right, heavy kick. So that's -3. Oh, interesting. Okay, something is very interesting to me. That, oh, this is only -1, wow. Can you? confirm this? How late can you hit the button? Oh my God. All right, can James do this? Okay, I just did it correctly, like 8 times in a row, which means all of you can confirm this. All of you can confirm this, because again, I am terrible at hit confirms, but this is hella hit confirmable. Holy crap, that is a hit confirmable button. So you can just fish with this. You can literally just fish with this, and if you're wrong, you're only -1. And so I could probably just do this, and now I'm +3. And if it hits, I can do the follow-up, but I mean, you probably can get something even better than that. I don't think you would want to do that at all, because that's +7, right? So the point is that you can confirm with just this button itself. That's really crazy. You can hit, look at this. Oh no, that wasn't it. Okay, thank God, but like, so if you look at the screen on the left, again, this is all of this data is so useful. I waited 28 frames before I hit the second button. So that time was 31 frames, because you count all 4 of them, because the first button you press the button is the first one, so you just add these 2 together. That's 31 frames I waited. So that's 31 again. That is 32 frames. That did not actually work. So what I'm assuming here is that it's the entire length of the button. So if it hits on the first frame, there's only 4 plus 24 frames afterwards? Wait, what? No, that's not right. Okay, what am I counting wrong over here? Oh, I'm reading the thing upside down. I'm so sorry. The last game, X-Men Children of the Atom, has the screen scroll up. Has the input scroll up. This game has them scroll down. I'm sorry. I've been counting it wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm counting, oh God. I'm counting the bottom to the top then, right? So that would be 31? That's still amazing. So that's 6 frames, and then 28 frames later I hit it. Yeah, so that's still 32. That is 33. Yeah, so it is still really long. You can still wait really long. Okay, yeah, there we go. But what's confusing me about that, oh, of course, because I'm such an idiot. Okay, math is not mathing right now. You can see her total length of the move is 38 frames. So when I'm 32 frames. So obviously when I first press the button, that counts. So literally up until the very last frame, as long as it looks like I hit, does that thing count? Oh, that thing counts hit stop, that's why. Oh, okay, so it's not all the way up until the very last frame. So it counts with the hit stop. So the frame meter doesn't show hit stop, but the time at the top shows hit stop. So it's like, but for human reaction timing, yes, it's about 32 to 33 frames, basically, that you have to confirm this, which is plenty of time for everybody to confirm. So very hit confirmable sequence right there. Again, a lot of these light buttons. So Now, after you've tested a lot of the blocking, right? So you've tested a lot of this situation, and you see these numbers, and again, drive rush, always add 4. So if this is -3, if I drive rush into it, I'm +1, right? It's always a 4 difference right there. You always, I should say, add 4 to it, right? So -1 + 4 becomes, -3 + 4 becomes +1, right? So it makes sense. Now, after you've labbed a lot of this stuff out, now you start labbing things on hit, right? And again, you see, I hope you guys can kind of see how I'm doing this as I lab, right? So I'm testing the absolute basic stuff. And as I'm testing the basic stuff, it may spark something in my head like, ooh, what's it on this? How does this work as a punish counter? How does this work after drive rush? And I just start thinking of things like this. But what I'm doing is I'm going through all of her normals. The interesting thing about this, however, let's go back to block for a second. -2, -1, -1, -2, -3, -3, -3, -4, -6, -3, -3, and -1, -11, -1. She's like Terry. She has no plus normals. This is very odd. She's like Ken. So Ken, Terry, and Mai have no plus normals. Every character in this game has at least 2 buttons that are plus, except for these 3 characters. So Mai is in a position where no, she's gonna have a hard time keeping pressure in your face. What's interesting about this is that means she might be a very heavy projectile character. She's probably gonna try to play, get in here, try stuff. Oh, see, that's gonna be punished, so you gotta be careful about that. What's the OD version? Oh, -12? Oh, you died. Okay, yeah. So you'll do stuff like this maybe, or throw fans like this to keep yourself kind of safe. But afterwards, yeah, you're gonna be playing a neutral game over here. You can't play a close-up game with Mai. So, oh, that's right. And what's this, -10? So that's -10 there after you land, by the way. So that's 10 frames after she lands that you can murder her. Is it? Oh, no, it's including the airborne frames, okay. So, but, I mean, you're in trouble if you do that. That is -5, so even that's not safe. Yeah, so she has really no way to keep up close over here. I thought Manon... Is Manon one of them? I thought Manon had a couple that just weren't particularly good. Let me see. Manon... Oh, you're right. No, she doesn't have any... Well, Palm Strike. She has the back heavy punch. She has the back heavy punch, which is plus. +1. That's the only one that she has. So you're right. You're right. She doesn't have very good ones, but she has one. She has at least one. She has at least one. Right, obviously if I'm at the right space, I can be safe. That's -3 here. That's -2. Etc., etc. But off of this, you can't really control the distance. Can I do it later? Ooh. No, it doesn't look like I can. Oh wait, so that was 36 frames. So if I do it, okay, yeah, 27. So if you're wondering, I'm counting the blue block in between. So you can see right there, it says 27. Where's my mouse cursor? You can see that it says 27 right here. So I did it after 27 frames, but I can even do it as late as 40. There you go, so that was safe on block. Right, so that's safe on block, right? But, look how long it takes for her to start this, right? If you block this, start walking forward. Just start walking forward. If you block this, just start walking forward. What is she gonna do? She can't hit you with anything. She can't do normals. So as soon as you see her stop in the air, block, and she'll die. So even if I do it at 40 frames like this, if I just walk forward, like, it's not gonna help at all. So in other words, if I go to recording setting here and I record her, whoops, on input, like so. So if I record her just to walk forward and block, like so, and then on reversal over here, I make her, whoops, what I usually do is this, yeah. So I make her play slot 1 like this. So if I just do this, whoops. Like, there's no way you can make it safe. Like, if you just walk and block, that's it. Like, she dies, right? Like, so no, she can't make it safe. There's no way to make it safe. The OD is -4. So that's -2, but again, if I just make it so that she walks forward, it's still gonna be -4, so you can still punish it with your 4 frame. So there's no way, if she commits to this, she's dead, right? The only thing she can try to do is maybe like try to catch you off guard with a super, but like you can see that and block, and then she's over there, and then you just drive rush at her and she dies. So yeah, okay, so again, the whole point was she has no plus buttons. So no, Mai is not going to be a close range pressure character. She has good walk speed. She's got really good buttons, but she is actually gonna be more of a ranged character. I don't think she's gonna be a close range character because the only way you can keep up any pressure is, you know, drive rush canceling. Like, that's literally the only way you can try to keep up pressure. By the way, if an opponent ever drive rush cancels a light, it is actually impossible to make a true block string. So if you ever see someone drive rush cancel a light and you have an ODDP, please ODDP them because again, they're burning 2 bars, you're burning 3. So if you have the same amount of meter and anybody ever does this ODDP, you spend 2 bars, they spend 3. That is guaranteed unless they drive reversal, drive impact, I should say, but like, oops. So the only thing, so if I do, oops, I can't, okay, I'm just gonna drive cancel once. Like, there's no way for me to get away from this unless I do that. And neither of us can even punish each other. And if I'm gonna try to do this to keep myself safe, you just bait it and then counter DI me and I die. So that is literally the only thing you can do. So again, for a lot of characters, if they ever drive rush cancel a light, try to ODDP them. Try to ODDP them if you're ready for it. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Just keep it in mind next time, like, oh, they're willing to do that? Okay. And see, here's the crazy part about this. Like, I know all this. I'm telling you all this stuff. And you guys like, man, James, like, you know all this information. Then when you watch me play, like, I forget everything. Like, I will, like, all this shit will happen to me. And I'm like, James, you told people to do it. Dude, the recall is so bad. The recall is so bad. Right. And so, yeah, we haven't got to the OD fan yet because you're seeing as I'm labbing this character, look how deep, obviously, if I wasn't talking to you guys and doing a lot of stuff, I would have already figured out a lot of, I'd probably already be done labbing, right? Like, I would kind of know what I'd want to do with the character. And so, you know, but again, like, yeah, I've just gone through her normals and all I'm doing right now is testing things on hit now. I want to know what things are on hit. So I've gone through all the blocking and I've learned now that she has no plus on block moves. So again, she's not gonna be rushed down. When you fight a Terry, are you scared when Terry gets right in your face and starts pushing a lot of buttons? Not really. The only real things that he has plus on block is the heavy fireball. And if you block that, that's because you sat there and were deer in headlights, right? So Terry is not an up-close character, and I don't think Mai is going to be as well, which is crazy. Again, Drunken Banana. So you say you don't have good enough reactions to EXDP off of a light into Drive Rush. that is equivocally false. I don't care how bad your reactions are. The problem is you never think about it. There's no point in your brain would you ever thought to think about doing something against light drive rush. And because of that, you're never gonna be able to react to it. As soon as you see the drive rush, you're like, oh, I should have, too late. But the thing about it is, if your opponent does this and you're blocking, as soon as you block like the second or third one, you should be like, oh, he might drive rush cancel. And now you're thinking about it, and as soon as you see the green, you DP them. And of course, what the best thing about in this game is that you don't even have to try very hard to DP them. Because if I'm holding down back and I want to DP them, I just go to down forward, down back, down forward. In other words, I'm holding straight down and wiggling the controller. And that's a DP, right? So like, I can just stay at down back, and as soon as I see the green, I just pump that. Down forward, down back, down forward. Not even hard, right? Like, that's it. So trust me, you have the reaction. Oh, you're Chun-Li, you have to hit down, down. Crap, you're right, I'm sorry. All I can say to that is, fuck. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a little harder. I mean, the question is, I don't know, actually. I don't know the actual answer to this question, because I've barely ever used Chun-Li. Yeah, it has to be down. You can't do down back, which is a good thing, because if you could do it through down back, Chun-Li would suck, because you can't walk backwards and do this. You'd come out with a DP all the time. Yeah, you would have to, oh my God, and I even came out with that, really? Yeah, okay, you're in trouble. Sorry, sorry, it will be harder for you. Sorry. There's not much I can say in this situation. It will be harder for you to do, but having the expectation is, oh God! Where is the menu? Where is the menu? Where is the menu? Okay, it's offline, but if I come into here, I think, oh, because I'm offline, what, I can't, options? Somewhere I can change it so that by default it is not modern, and I never remember where it is, and I'm gonna have to find it, but that'll take place later on. Because right now, because she's brand new and it hasn't been set, I'm pretty sure it's in my player profile. You can see whenever you come and select her, by default, her controls are on modern. There's a way to set it so that by default, their controls are on classic, and that is what I am looking for. In Fighting Ground player settings, right, which I can't access right now, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm offline. Because I can't hit X to go to player settings right now because I'm offline. So that's not, I can't do it until the maintenance ends, basically. It doesn't matter, I'll take care of it later. It's unimportant right now. It's just something that I just noticed. God, this expression and this expression, like, I love it, dude. They send me, dude. Yeah, right, it's like, dude, let's not talk about the menus. Let's not talk about the menus. Okay, she is currently getting hit. Okay, so now what you want to test are things when you get hit, right? So for example, okay, this is light, so this is a good button here. Oh, that's the chain, right? Okay, oh, how hit confirmable is this? It is not hit confirmable at all. It is not hit confirmable at all. Basically, you have to commit to this chain. And because it's super negative, I honestly have no idea what this move is for. As you can see, they all count as separate moves, so that dive is already 60%. And since you can't hit confirm this, I don't know what it's for. I will tell you this right now, this is probably useless and just here as kind of a concession to, you know, just a concession to the fact that she has that, and in a lot of games she has the auto combo basically. It could be for 4-frame punish. Actually, that's a good point, although there's not a lot of range. You're right, it's like Terry's lane thing. It doesn't have a lot of range, but obviously up close you can punish, and you know, this can, wait. Okay, does the heavy one combo? The heavy one does combo, and the OD one will ground bounce and let you get more stuff. So you can probably do, that doesn't hit. Oh my god. Oh, so okay, so her DPs are not cancelable. They didn't let her DPs cancel. This has a lot of startup too. I mean, I think that's all you can get. So yeah, the only thing you can do is the level 2 in the air. That's all you're gonna be able to do. So you can get 30-90 damage off of that. But my question is, as a punish counter, can I do better if I just do something like this? Oops, I put it a block, there we go. This is 5 frames. This I said was, whoa, 9 frames? Jesus. Whoops, this is 8 frames. So yeah, I could just do like, this is +4. So at that range, I could just do, you know, if she's not crouching, obviously I could just do something like this, right? And then, does that combo, I wonder? Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so if I want to throw everything out, I'm going to get 3,500 damage off of that. What if I just went into a level 2, for example? What would be a good sequence into level 2? I'd have to do an OD, so I can do... So something like that. I would have to do that one, probably. Whoops. Whoops, wrong one. Oh my god! Actually, can I just link it? Oh, that just hits! Okay, okay, that's less damage. It's actually less damage. So if I actually just do this... Whoops. If I just do this, it's less damage. However, I don't have to spend 2 bars for an OD. So I can do this, and it's only like 200 more damage, but I spend 2 extra bars. I don't know. Oops, wrong one. And actually, can I just cancel it? Yeah, I should just be able to do that. Yeah, that just works like that. Yeah, so again, unfortunately, I don't think this is gonna have a lot of uses to it outside of, as a beginner, it's a nice combo to go to for punishing things. Because it's something that you can, okay, you know that when you want to punish something, you mash light kick, and you can get at least 1,600 damage that way, right? Or if you want, spend bar into heavy DP. So you can get 2350 damage, which isn't bad for a very easy combo to start with, right? Like, obviously that does 2160, but if I actually choose the spend meter, That's 20 for 20, that's more damage, right? So if I choose to spend the exact same amount of meter, I get more damage that way. But as a beginner player, before you build the muscle memory for what you're supposed to do at a punish, this is not necessarily a bad thing to learn, right? You can learn to do this, right? Because what happens is when you're like, oh shoot, punish, you know you can mash light kick, and by the time she flips, your brain is already, get ready to do the dive, right? Or get ready to do the OD dive, and then that's an easy link afterwards. So again, at a beginner level, this is gonna be a very useful combo for people who don't have the muscle memory to do my more optimal combos afterwards. So that's gonna be the only use for that I can think of. Honestly, really, it just isn't very useful. But let's turn off punish counter, like so. I mean, again, oh, she's +3. But why would you ever do that? If you're hitting them, you just want to do the damage, right? Like, even though this is +3, there's just no point to it, so. Do flame stocks make it more useful? That is a great question, HRBR Deluxe. To that question, I do not know the answer because I do not know what the flame stocks do just yet. We'll get there, but that is a good point. We will test that out in the future. We will test, you know what, screw it. Let's just do this. I'm sure Mai has, yeah, 1 flame stock. This is good. So if I do this, that's just more damage, I guess? Nope, doesn't seem like it gets anything. So no, oh, a safe jump? Let's see. +41, okay. Good catch, TPB virus. Oops, what's her cross up? Okay, medium kick. That sucked. Oh, what? If I do it later? There we go. So yeah, I think it does set up a safe jump, actually. I always hate that I have to hit the button. There we go, okay. So let's see if I do. Yeah, it does it. Yeah, and of course in the corner, you know, yeah, you can probably just neutral jump here. Yeah, so it is a safe jump setup. Okay, so actually that is gonna be one of the main uses for it, but again, you know, as a punish, not so much because you can do more damage and probably still have some decent Oki. Okay, let's test a couple of things here. +2, +5, +1, +2, +1, +3, +3, +5. If that doesn't reach, now can I do this? No, that's not gonna do it because that's not a chain. So I can do that. Oh, it has to be a link. It actually doesn't chain into the standing medium kick. It has to be a link. Okay, so what you can use this for, this is gonna be a higher level kind of a thing, is that if you can hit confirm off of 2 buttons, so in other words, if I set her blocking to random, like so, and I do something like this, I can set up the safe jump like this, right? And see if she blocks the crouching light punch, then I will not do anything off the... See, I can confirm that, like so, right? So that is a practical application for that, but keep in mind, when you do that, when you look at the frame meter on block, even if I perfectly link it, I'm setting myself to be mashed on. Now, most people won't mash on you, but if you fight people who do mash on you, you will lose in this situation, because if you notice here, between the two buttons is 4 frames gap right here. So if I actually set her to crouching, whoops, light punch on block, she will beat me, no matter how fast I do this. So this is gonna be one of those things that you're gonna have to train them to not mash by you doing this, but then you can actually hit confirm like so, right? So you can do like this. And if she doesn't end up blocking, then you can do confirm this into the dive and you get a safe jump. So that is probably the most practical use for this target combo so far. But as you can see, there's a lot of things wrong with it. But again, as you play fighting games, you learn that just because there's a counter to something doesn't necessarily make it useless. Because if you can train them to not mash by always jabbing like this, that opens up the door for you to use this hit confirm. And most people probably won't know that that has a 4 frame gap there that you can get jabbed. So most of the time, if you just go to this and the opponent never mashes, you can probably just keep doing this to them for your hit confirm forever, and nobody will ever punish you for that. But if you fight somebody who mashes a lot, you can't do that. You gotta just stick with this until they stop. And again, if you're at a beginner level, if they keep getting hit by this, and then you're like, they've learned, so now let me try to do my hit confirm. No, 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 no. At beginner levels, keep doing something until they stop, okay? At higher levels, you can jump ahead without seeing them having proven it. But at lower levels, just keep doing this. Keep doing this. If they keep getting hit, keep doing it. There's no reason to stop. Oh man, okay. But this is important to note here, right? So like obviously this is a combo, so this is good. So I can catch you walking backwards, or that works too, that's excellent. Because this obviously is 5 frames, right? But this is 4 frames. But if you try to walk back after 1 light, which a lot of people do, including me, I like to walk backwards. So if I come here and I record this and I walk backwards like this, the reason why you walk backwards in this scenario here is because, block, let's see, let's turn this on here. The reason why I like to walk back in close situations like this, right, is because a lot of people just mash jabs and that's fine, right? Okay, no problem. But even if they do this and try to throw, you get away a lot of times. This is a really powerful defensive option. After you block 1 light, oh God, I caught it, right? Oh man, okay, so I walk faster, so that's why. But if they try to throw right away, they're not gonna get you, right? And if they just go jab, 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 which a lot of people do, then you get away, which is why it's important to learn how to confirm off of 2 hits like this, because this will punish people for doing that, or of course, be careful of that, right? If anyone just does jab and a crouching medium kick, you died. And that's the worst, so you have to be careful of that. You have to be careful of that. But in general, having this string is really good. However, as you saw right there, this doesn't combo. It should say 4-hit combo. That doesn't combo. All right? We already, let's see. Oh God, heavy? Oh, heavy combos, okay. Okay, so you're -5, you've lost your turn, okay, important. So again, as I'm labbing Mai, if I fight against a Mai, now if I know she does this, I can actually take my turn. I'm plus. But let's see if medium combos actually. Oh, no, medium doesn't combo. So the only one that combos is heavy here, and she's -5. So in other words, if my ever hits you with this, it's your turn. You can't punish her because nobody has a 5-frame button that hits that far, but you're guaranteed to be +5. Go on the offense. Do not sit there. What was that woodpecker sound? Alarm on my phone. Oh yeah, it could be a spacing trap. You know, I can throw out a button here like this, but if they throw out a heavier button, I'm going to die, right? Like so, reversal after damage. If I make her just do heavy punch, for example, and I do this, like, whoops, that's the wrong one. So if I just block, oh my God, that reached, holy crap. Like the only way I could beat her is if I can find a light button that's fast enough, I think. Ugh, that trades. Oh, but if I stand, it misses. Okay, yeah, so you can do it. Oh, you can, oh yeah, you can also charge, but again, if you charge, we'll lab the charges later, okay? Because obviously, one of the nice things about this character is that she has a lot of variety in her, which is gonna change up a lot of things. But again, you still wanna figure out all the basic stuff here. But how long can I charge this for? So normally the startup is 12. So if I charge for 15, it's not a combo. If I charge, wait, so normally it's, okay, normally the green boxes say 11, okay? So if I charge it for 1 frame, it's still comboed, okay? And I'm still -5 though, unfortunately. So, yeah, see, if I charge it for 2 frames, it doesn't combo. If I charge it for 1 frame, it combos, I'm still -5. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. It's gonna be the same no matter what. So that charge is not gonna work. That charge only works as a frame trap, but you don't take your turn unless you actually see yourself get hit by the fan. That's the thing, right? So that's the thing. So if you ever see yourself get hit by this sequence here, you can fight her back. Now, however, DP also works off of lights. So it's always important. One of the first things you want to learn for your character is what does your light button confirm? It's going to be harder for some people to actually get the DP off of this because execution-wise, it's a little bit tougher than Fireball, right? It's a little tougher than Fireball, but at the highest levels, it's not gonna matter. Most of the time, they'll just do the DP. That gives me +34. Light one misses. Medium one hits and is +34, so it doesn't matter. So she's +34 no matter what. And that one is +20. So if she does the OD one, she actually does not have the ability to get as much pressure on you. Which makes sense because it's the invul one. You don't want to give the invul one good stuff, right? So there you go. So +34 in this situation. Her dash is 18 frames. So if I dash, I'm +16. Crap, that's really strong. +16. That's a lot of shit that you can do in this situation. So this is only have 3 active frames. This is that's 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 12. So that's not gonna work there. Standing heavy kick. What is this on block? This was -3. So if I did it meaty, unfortunately, it's still only gonna be -1 at best. It'll be +3 on, oh yeah, see, that's not gonna work either. So you're gonna be +16 in that situation. You know, again, this is what you lab out here, right? Like, can I do... Whoops. Okay, see, that's good. Oh, jeez, I keep doing it too early. A perfectly timed fan. Oh, that's not very meaty, actually. So as you see right there, there's a big gap. There is a big gap there. So if I do the OD one, maybe? No, it's still too big of a gap. Oh, yeah. If I just throw the regular fan, okay. So if I just throw the regular fan like this, like I throw a medium fan, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, that's good. That's good. The OD fan, that's good. So this is a true meaty setup here. This is a true meaty setup, I believe. Whoops, unless I saw that wrong. Okay, it's not a true meaty setup, but you only give them 4 frames there. So it's still pretty strong in that situation right there. Oh, you're right, I am. Okay, perfect, yeah, okay. So that's 1 frame off from being meaty, true meaty. So this is really good. This is really good. They can't do anything that wouldn't blow you up if you did any meaty anyway. So in other words, only if they have a projectile invulnerable move on frame number 1 that can come out instantly, this is a great setup here. So whoops. So again, so as every time I test anything, you see how it like, I instantly start thinking about the set play. So I tested the DP because we were just talking about what to do off of lights. Off of lights, I realized I can do heavy fireball, but that sucks because I'm -5. So I was like, so does DP work? Oh, it works. Now I'm plus 34. Interesting. So I'm plus 34. What can I do from this sequence, right? And you see how this just like builds up, right? So, oops, wrong one again. So now if I do this, look, I get pressure, right? And so now what we're gonna test here, which is really important, is we're gonna do block after first hit. So now I can do, right? Okay, so if I go over here and I pause the game, I can actually see I am plus 20. I'm plus 20 here. After she blocks that fireball. Drive rush startup takes 9 frames. So after a drive rush, I can press a button after 9 frames. And so as long as I have a button that is 11 frames, you can save state while you're paused, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there you go, save current state. So now I can just, you know, mess with this all the time. But, you know, essentially now that means if I have an 11 frame button, so this is 9, oh, actually this is good because this is 9 frames, so then the 11th frame is my 3rd active frame. So the first active frame is 9, so it's 9, 10, 11, so this will be 11. So it'll hit meaty in this situation here, right? So I drive rush heavy punch. Oh wait, no, because she's standing up, this is not a wake up situation. She's on the ground already. So no, it's not gonna work the way that I want it to. There's not gonna be a gap in there. That's actually going to be a true block string then, right? So let's see. Oops. Yeah, see, that was a true block string. But she had to block the whole thing and now I'm plus 17. That's really strong, holy crap. I get plus 17 off of that. That's kind of gross. And that's it. After she blocks the first part of the fireball, that's true block string guaranteed. to be plus 17. This is why she doesn't have plus range normals. I mean, plus on block normals. And then the startup of this is 20 frames. The startup of this is 20 frames. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Well, not really, because you'll just stab them with the overhead and nothing else happens after that. So that's not that good, unless they mash. So you're not gonna get much off of that, but what happens here if I do this? Okay, so yeah, I can get the overhead. So if they're scared and they're just blocking, you can do that. Oh God, there's so many things you can do. What if I just did crouching medium punch? Ooh, okay, so that's risky right there. I'm plus 27, but now look over here. There is a gap right here. There is a gap right here. It's a very, very small gap, but now she can actually ODDP me in that sequence. So that, as a sequence, not as good. If I do that, that's a true block string. I'm plus 25. True block string plus 25. I'm a little further back. So honestly, is it better or worse? Like, does the walking up here like actually end up being like the 10 frames that I gain off of that? So again, if I do this, I'm really close. Oh, but also we're not doing something right here. Recover back. Yeah, okay. Forgot about that. So yeah, okay, if they roll backwards, it's not as good of a setup in that situation. It's not as good. However, it's still good. It's still good. And see, I still have a lot of pressure there if they don't do anything. And the best thing about it is, if I do this and I drive rush in, because I've drive rushed and I haven't committed to anything, if they try to super me in the middle of there, I can probably just hold back and block, right? I can just, like that. I probably should be able to recover in time. Let's actually test this out here. So let's try to do, let's do wake up reversal. Let's do level 2 super. Let's do the level 2 super. That should make it through. Like, oh my God, it didn't go through. What? 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 Wait, I thought her level 2 was supposed to be anti-projectile. Wait a second. Let's delay it a little bit. Let's delay it by 3 frames, shall we? Oh yeah, okay. It has to be just right, I think. Yep, see? So, it just has to be timed right. Whoops. Yeah, okay. So it has to be pretty close range, but... Oh God, that happens even before I start to drive rush. She doesn't have enough time. Like, oh God. See, I haven't even committed to the drive rush yet. I can't even commit to the drive rush yet. Dude, that's crazy. I still haven't committed to the drive rush yet. All right, let's just try 9 frames and see what happens. Okay, I couldn't even drive rush in time. I just ended up drive pairing. Let's try 12 frames. Oh God, okay. So she can do it, but I mean, do you see how hard this is? So for the most part, you'll probably be pretty safe if you do this. And if they don't do anything, by the time you start drive rushing, like if they haven't even committed to anything at this point, that, right there. As soon as that happens, you are going to, like, you have free reign for 100. Look how, dude, she's in Blockstone forever. Holy crap. Yeah, you have a long time to be able to come up there and do stuff. So, in other words, you can probably do something like, yeah, see, like, you can get the block in there. And that, I think, was a true block string right there. And if that's the case, I can be really plus again. So regardless of which roll she does, I can make that a true block string and be plus around 20. So now it is my turn. It's my mix-up time. I get to shimmy, I get to do all sorts of crazy things to you here. So, but you see how, like, even before I've gone into a match, I've kind of already developed stuff, right? So like if I'm bad and I just convert into this, but now I know that this is a good sequence here. You see how, like, just by labbing this, even before I've gotten into a match, I already have some set play designed. And again, the important thing about fighting games is create the set play, but you know what? You might be wrong because you don't know exactly how a lot of it works. And if you do end up being wrong, go lab it out, test it out, find something better or find something different, right? It's okay to be wrong, but use it. And as you keep going up the ranks, if it keeps working and then all of a sudden you fight people who stop you all the time, then you'll be like, wait, God, this was really good, but now it's not working. Again, the most important way to learn in fighting games is knowing what to unlearn. And it sucks because that's hard. Because things that work are going to be the things that you learn and you will abuse them. But they might not be the right answer because you're not fighting strong players. As you get stronger and stronger, the thing that worked for you before may stop working, and to be a good fighting game player, you have to pick up on that. Like, whoa, why is this not working? Nobody else used to stop me, but now all of a sudden it's not working, so you go back and test it out, and you play, and the higher you go, you're like, wow, I can't get away with this anymore. Then it's, let's change it. It's not good, let's do something different. The hard part is when you go back and fight weaker players, you can go back to that. And this is what happens when you forget how to fight scrubs, right? Like, the not real things that killed them that worked for you, you know don't work against the better players. So once you fight a lot of better players, when you go back to the bad players, well, I don't want to call them bad players, but the weaker players, you forgot about the not real things that worked on them because they don't work on higher players. And so you're like, that's not right. I can't use it because it's not real, but it does work. So again, hardest thing about fighting games is learning to unlearn stuff, learning to realize when something actually isn't good and switching it up and having the knowledge to switch to something significantly better or to find something better, or even to swallow your pride because, like, oh, this mix-up I made up is cool. To swallow your pride and maybe sometimes go, you know, this is shit. This doesn't have any use. Okay, at higher levels, I just have to drop it and I have to learn something else. That happens. And like I said, it sucks, but literally that is one of the key things about fighting games. The hardest thing about fighting games is because when you play every video game in your life, when you find something that works, you keep abusing it. Fighting games are like one of the only times where when you find something that works, it will stop working. Right? It will just stop working. And it's not that stupid artificial difficulty increasing thing like Prince of Persia or Uncharted, where every battle you run into, now suddenly there's a new enemy that doesn't fall for the easiest thing that kills them, so you have to find some other stupid way to kill them. In fighting games, it's tough because you have to judge, right? Even if you find out it doesn't work against someone who's really good, if you fight someone who's really good and you try it one time and they don't stop it, you're like, huh, this player's good, but maybe they don't have the experience against my, and don't know there's a gap here, so I can get away with this against them. And then you try again and they keep falling for it and you're like, shit, this is a free way for me to get offense, cool. And so you just keep doing it, and if they never figure out how to stop it, they die, right? But if you're like, oh, maybe he doesn't know how to stop it, and you try it, and then they beat you the next time, you're like, oh, he knows, okay, cool. And then you take that away, and you go back and pick up all the other things you've learned, etc., etc. Dude, it's so, like, fighting games are so fluid. You know, when Bruce Lee says, like, you have to be like water, right? You can't be stiff and rigid, right? A very famous Chinese saying is that when the wind blows really, really hard, it's the mighty tree that falls, yet all the tiny little blades of grass survive. And why? It's because the grass just kind of goes with the wind. And the tree is just so like I'm gonna stay here. And as a result, they're the ones that end up dying, right? So sometimes you can't be that rigid. And that's kind of where, like Bruce Lee is talking about, you have to be like water. You know, you have to be able to shape and form and change what you are. And that's always gonna be the biggest strength of fighting games. One of my weaknesses is that I'm a man of habit. And so that's why I always say I have to be a quantity player. I have to play a lot to break my habits and turn the mix-up into my habit. But if I can't turn the mix-up into my habit, I get stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. So it's really tough, right? And so again, the key thing about fighting games is learning how to unlearn. So I'm coming up, the reason why I say that is because I'm coming up with all this cool stuff here, right? And so this is my sequence here. Like again, one of the downsides about this is that, of course, it takes 3 bars to do because that's 3 bars right there, but I get a really good plus situation. But maybe I just didn't think of the right thing to do. Maybe I just didn't think of the right way to counter this. Maybe somebody perfect parries the fireball and destroys me, or they drive impact and I die or something like that. I hadn't even thought about that until now. But that's the important thing. I've thought of it. Maybe I don't think of it and I go play online and then someone just drive impacts me and I die. You know, then I'm like, well, actually, I can probably counter drive impact that. That's fine. But the point, okay, what if she sweeps? Like, what if she just wait? Oh no, because she's already blocking. But again, I may not have thought of a way to counter it. So for me, I'm like, this is really strong. And then something I didn't think of, she starts blowing, the opponent starts blowing up. You have to be able to go, wow, this got me through all of the ranks up until diamond and it stopped working. You have to be malleable enough to be like, okay, man, everybody in diamond is stopping this. Oh, this isn't actually good. I need to change. I need to change. And what happens for a lot of people who play fighting games is the thing that works from rookie all the way to, let's just say, gold, right? From rookie to gold, not even to platinum. These things start working and you're like, this is good. And then you get to platinum and diamond and all of a sudden these things stop working. A lot of people who end up quitting fighting games early is that they have determined that that is how you play the character. And when it stops working, they're like, well, this character's shit, or the other character's cheap because they can do this. And my strategy no longer works. The thing about it is, in fighting games, there are like a billion strategies you can come up with. And so instead of being like, wow, my character can't do anything, you have to think, what can my character do? right? If you're like, my character can't do anything, what can my character do? Not my character can't do anything. Now, there are situations where your character may turn out to not be able to do anything. That is called a low tier character. This is how you determine whether a character is good or not. If they do not have enough options to be able to actually have some sort of gameplay, then it's, you either decide, do you stick with the low tier character and enjoy it as best you can, or do you pick a top tier, right? So again, this is the way that it all works. This is the way it all works. So everything that I'm learning here with if you see me do this and be like, this is really good, and now I'm plus God knows what, and I have a mix up, and I can even do like to kill, right? Like if they have no life. Whoops, wrong button. And I get them with the overhead like that, and for the kill, like you're like, this is really good, and you go and try it online, and it doesn't work. You have to be like, well, okay, let's come up with something else, right? This is what I'm coming up with now. This is what I'm gonna try if I ever took her into ranked. This is what I would try. But I have to be modest enough and humble enough to believe that anything I come up with can be bad. And if what you come up with is bad, you just adapt, right? And so if you go online and try the stuff that you see me doing here and it doesn't work, it's not like James is stupid. No, you can say that because it's definitely true in a lot of situations. But again, like, this doesn't work. So now what do I do? This is where you have to start getting creative. Try different things, try different situations. And this is hard because it does take a lot of fighting game experience. I am lucky that I can do this stuff, and when I see something doesn't work, I can immediately think like, okay, because of my experience in all these other fighting games, what should I look for to make this work, right? So that is an advantage that I have. It's hard at the beginning levels, but again, as long as you keep that in mind and build off of it. So this doesn't work, okay, so if you remember in the labbing episode, I said one of the most important things to do is lab how to counter what you're doing to other people. Because then, if you even take that extra step, if you see someone counter you, you don't even have to go back to training mode and figure something new out. You already know how to switch it up and blow them up for trying something, you know? So again, it's all about building that knowledge, gaining more information, and being smart enough to know that you don't know everything and that you have to keep growing. What's up, Akachi? How's it going? I got ranked diamond with Zangief for my placement matches, so I don't have enough info on what I'm doing wrong. Though I've never played more than like 3 diamond matches or review them, so it's entirely my fault. Yeah, it's you know, that is a tough situation. You can get into diamond right away and be like, oh my God, like sometimes it's not necessarily a good thing, especially if a character is like a Honda or a Blanca or a Zangief, who are scrub killers, right? These characters are scrub killers. You can get higher placements than you probably deserve with some of these characters like that. And yeah, you do have to learn a lot, but as you keep losing, you'll probably drop back down and it'll get normalized. And you know, you just gotta keep, you gotta, you know, take your lumps. You gotta swallow those pills for a while, getting beat up until you find people that are actually at the difficulty level that you're at. Again, this is all really important stuff, and the most important thing about this is what I wanted to show you guys more than anything. This is a brand new character. I have no pre-knowledge on this character, and already I have discovered a lot of things about this character. Like, is this ever gonna be useful? Maybe. Just asking that question showed me that, yes, I can actually use it to confirm here, and then, you know, beautifully, it was pointed out that this can be a safe jump. What the hell is happening here? Okay. Okay, there it is. It can be a safe jump setup, right? It can be a safe jump. And if they roll, so what you'd want to do, what's good about this setup too, is that if you use jumping medium kick, I think it'll always be a safe jump. You don't have to guess which roll she does. Oops, oh, but you have to guess which way to block. So what you have to do is do the jump medium kick and then just drive parry. Just drive parry right afterwards, like this. So if I hit you, I freeze in the air and the drive parry does nothing, right? And so now I can do this. And I will block no matter which way she rolls. Oops, I just didn't drive parry. Why is my drive parry not coming out? I'm just doing it too late. Ugh, that time was too early, I think. You know what? I should just hold the button, because, well, no, because you might hold it for too long. In any case, you get what I'm trying to say here. That's a way to make it so that you can avoid that. And again, since I know she's gonna DP, what I should be doing is jump, medium kick, drive, parry, and then press another button, right? So if I have her set up to also do nothing, again, don't forget about do nothing as an option here. This is a very important training mode option here. Okay, that worked. How did I miss? Oh, because I jump kicked too early. Oh, that's gonna be tough. Yeah, because you're really low when you have to do that one. Okay. But see, I'm always autopiloting the buttons afterwards. Because, like that, see? If she ever decides to wake up, which she hasn't yet, come on. Dude, Jesus Christ, dude. See, the jabs don't kill me. The jabs don't kill me, right? You see that? This is high level tech right here. Oh my God, and then I perfect parried? But see, that way and if she actually gets hit, because I'm jabbing, I can confirm, right? I can actually do that. I can do that, and then I have my other setup off of that. I can do this, and now I have the ability to go with, etc., etc. So again, this is a super high level tech. So if you're watching this for beginner my help, like, don't do that. Don't do that yet. Worry about that in the future. You're not at a level where you are gonna have the mental capacity and the dexterity to be doing stuff like that right away. And even if you do, it's too high level for you to worry about right now. It won't help you that often against lower level players. Learn other stuff first. Other stuff is way more important than the safe jump, drive, parry, option select, into crouch light punch, hit confirm into combo. Like, there is like so much of the game you want to learn before you get to that, okay? And please understand that yes, it's a video game, but no, that doesn't mean you should be able to do everything right away. It is sick. It's absolutely sick, TPB, but don't learn it right away. Don't learn it right away. But this was all just coming off of me testing what happens when she gets hit, because I just wanted to know what I can do after lights. I haven't even gotten past light yet. Right? But the fact that these things are like +5, obviously drive rush is really useful, but you want to test other stuff like this. So this is +2, you don't get anything, but this is +6 now, right? This is why you want to test things on a hit. So normally, if you're playing most fighting games, you can just be like, this is plus whatever, does it link, whatever, okay. But in this game, like, if I do this with +2, okay, well, okay, in this situation, like, this is +6, and this is 6 frames, so that's a combo. So this is gonna, oops, I missed it. It's a nice combo. It's a great confirm right there, right? If I want to do more damage, then I learn to throw in the OD, and then I get the DP in that situation. Oh, that's also important to note too. So again, in this situation here, I'm +34, but if you actually noticed, off of a juggle, the heavy DP is only +31, okay? So this is also something to learn too. So I did that, so +31. What if I do the medium one? The medium one, I'm +31. So you don't get the same setups if you juggle them out of the air or if you hit them off the ground. This is where you start learning more about your character. So if I do this setup that I have is going to be different than if I do that. So these are different setups here. I'm +31 in this situation. So if she rolled backwards and I threw the OD fireball, she actually has more frames to do stuff there. However, you can still do the OD fireball follow-up, but if you start doing things like this, like if you start doing things like this and finding frame kills for meaties, you're gonna have to find a different one from when you hit them off the ground than when you hit them out of the air in a juggle. That's where things get a little more complicated about characters, but that's what you're gonna have to learn. Like, that's just literally what you're gonna have to learn. But the point being is that, and again, like, I didn't think about that earlier, and in this, I didn't think about that earlier, but I thought about it as soon as I did this combo, right? I was like, I can do this, right? And I can do this. And I was like, cool, I can do that combo, and I saw it say +32. What the hell? Whatever. I mean, I probably delayed my DP just a little. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh yeah, actually, can I? Oh no, that didn't work. So I'm trying to delay my DP to hit them lower, but see, it still doesn't give me the same +34, unfortunately. So light DP just misses. The medium DP is 32. This is where things get really complicated. If you want to really know your character, you got to test out all these scenarios and stuff like that. But that was just me testing standing medium punch. I was like +2, okay, on dry rush. And then, you know, one of the things that you also want to do too is understand that if I do that, I get nothing, right? Like you're not gonna be able to, I have to start from back here, because goddamn, her momentum is good. Oh, it's okay. But like from this range, I'm not gonna be able to hit, right? So like I'm not gonna be able to hit there. So even though I'm +6 off of this at max range, I don't get anything off of that. I just don't get anything off of that. Like nothing is gonna hit from there, right? So you're not gonna get much. So you're just gonna have to learn to recognize that range, because if you hit with the tip of the fan and you whiff this, and your opponent knows you're gonna whiff it, they can whiff punish you, right? So you're just gonna have to make sure, you know, you're gonna have to eyeball it. That's all you can do at this point. So unless it's certain setups, right? So at round start distance, you can get it to land. And again, these are things that you're gonna have to learn as you keep playing. Standing medium kick is +5. That is hella good. And why is that hella good? Because this move is 9 frames. So if I drive rush medium kick, I'm +9. Oh, but she's crouching in this situation. I wonder if it does make it a little harder to hit at max range. Yeah, okay. So even then it doesn't hit at max range. What if she is standing? It's gonna hit on one of the later active frames, so it's not gonna hit properly. Yeah, see, it's hit. Oh no, I missed it. I missed the timing. There we go, because that worked. That worked. Too far, too far. So there is a too far. There is a too far for that. So again, something that you're gonna have to learn, but again, nice to know that it works, you know, at closer ranges. Oh, does it work on crouching at all? Yeah, it does at closer ranges, but not as good against standing. Yeah, see, you can actually see it right here. If you look, it didn't hit until the second active frame because the opponent is crouching. So there is a little bit of risk to that, but this is standing 8. I mean, this is an 8 frame startup. Ooh, not even that good range at all. Wow, that's deceptive. Yeah, by the time you actually are in range for that to hit, standing heavy punch is gonna work every time. So actually, trying to link into this is not gonna be much any. There are no situations where this is a better button to use than this. Because at those ranges, it just doesn't hit anyway. So if you're gonna go for the link, you might as well go for the heavy punch. But like I said, you have to be careful. Whoops. You know, you're gonna have to be careful, etc., etc. 2 HK is decent? Oh, it is 9 frames. You're right, you're right. I thought it was 10 frames. I thought it was 10 frames. You are right, Aquaberry K. So you can actually do this every time, probably. Oops. Yeah, look at that. So at ambiguous ranges where you, okay, so there's still ranges where it misses. But at ranges where you're still not sure, you can go to sweep for safety purposes. Now, what I would end up doing here is, okay, I'm plus 33, what's my mix-up here? And now I'll be labbing mix-ups, right? So I'll do, like, oops. Like something like that, right? See, that was perfect. That was perfectly meaty. That was perfectly meaty. Again, in this game, if there's a 1 or 2 or 3 frame gap in there, that's perfectly meaty. Because you're not stopping an invul wake up no matter what. So it doesn't matter that there's a little gap in there. But, you know, if I get this and this is plus 33 frames, like, that's actually a pretty decent meaty situation here. Right? See, like, there's basically no space for that. Yeah, that's actually really good. And again, you can use the different fans for the different timings, etc. But after sweep, this is not a bad setup here. This is really not a bad setup because, remember, no level 1 goes through projectiles. So all you have to be worried about here is if they have a wake-up DP. If they do not have a wake-up ODDP, this is almost a guaranteed setup. Wow. She's gonna suck. It's gonna suck fighting her if you have no ODDP. Because you kind of have to hold this. Yuck. Ugh. Now keep in mind, on punish counter, it's different frame data as well. So this is gonna be plus 48 on counter hit. Yeah, plus 48. So again, this is only if you do a regular sweep, but the good thing is, this will never be a punish counter. So you know that this is a guaranteed kind of a setup here against characters with no ODDPs or no frame 1 projectile invulnerable moves, which I don't think actually exists. But I would have to actually look to see if something like that exists. Anything that's frame 1 projectile invul is usually just straight up invul from frame 1. But again, if you ever land this is a really good follow-up, dude. So again, if you don't know and you are scared to, if my standing heavy punch is gonna reach like this, like I'm at this range, and I'm like, I'm not sure that's gonna combo, right? Because, you know, you're too far, or it's just at that range where it will miss on the 1 active frame. So if you're at that range and you're just not sure, you can sweep and go into this setup, right? If you're closer and you're pretty sure it's, oh, it didn't hit, and you're pretty sure it's gonna hit, whoops. So you do something like this, or you do something like, Oops, God, I'm not comboing that at all. Oh, that's too far. Okay, so that's not good. So I think the medium Ryuenbu might be the best thing in that situation. So you could, oh wait, what am I thinking about? Dude, I completely forgot she has this move. I completely forgot she has this move. Yeah, okay, there you go. You can just do that, right? So can she do that too? Yeah, so she can do that. And that's plus 27. So what I would end up doing then is I would lab Hisatsu Shinobi Bachi. Now, what? Whoops. Okay, so medium one doesn't count. It's only the light one. So plus 27 here, I would lab this situation. And then remember, this one is plus 34. I would lab this situation. And you know what? One is probably better than the other, but having both in your ammunition is important. Because if you keep using the same one over and over and over again, the opponent gets used to it. Like, let's say you just do this here all the time, and then you throw this and drive rush in there, they might, once they start getting used to that, even though it's a decent mix-up, they're not scared. And so if you're fighting someone like that, and let's say you beat them the first one game by doing this situation like this, all of a sudden you switch to this out of nowhere, and then you have a frame kill situation. Whoops. So I'm plus 9 in this situation, and they didn't know that you had this option. They're gonna be like, wait, what the heck? And you catch them off guard, and you may be able to kill them with something. So like, for example, like this will be really strong. Like if you've been doing this the whole time, and then drive rush in because they blocked that, and then all of a sudden, like in game number 2, you bust this out, right? Like all of a sudden they're like, wait, I haven't seen this before. Oh God, he's trying to throw me. And then you walk backwards, they whiff a throw, you whiff punish, and you murder them. So again, even though one might be better than the other, learning the setups off of both knockdowns is useful because you can throw a different look at an opponent, right? And this is the important thing. And it's something that I talk about all the time. Don't, like, always have contingencies. Don't show all your stuff right away. Like, you could do this in round 1. Like, you can be like, oh, watch this. Oh, and then you get a mix up, and then you do this, and then immediately switch to this thing and dash up, and then they get shimmied right away. And you could do that all in round 1 as this crazy sequence that you then capture and put on YouTube and be like, look at how sick I am. But then what you don't realize is that now you've shown your opponent all the different mix-ups that you got, and they're kind of ready now. And so when you fight them later on, and you keep fighting them in the next game, you can't throw something new at them. They're used to it, and all of a sudden, you're like, I don't have a new way to open them up, and then you die. Which one are you talking about, Mage Nicholas? Which one? Right, best of 1 Street Fighter 4? Yeah. Do whatever the F you want. Use everything and murder them. Okay, so this is, wow, so this is plus 9 too. And what's important about this button right here is that, you know, obviously we said this is plus 9, but the problem being is that it can hit at ranges where this doesn't connect. This, however, I don't even think at the furthest range possible, that standing heavy punch is not gonna reach. So what's good about this button here, it doesn't have the range of standing medium kick, obviously, but if you land this, that is a guaranteed link into standing heavy punch. So if I do something like this, there basically is never a range where standing heavy punch is not going to reach, right? So this is a guaranteed combo. Even if I whiff punish someone from far away, like I am going to be close enough for that. Yeah, See, that's always gonna connect. So this is one of those routes that you learn for guaranteed situations. So this is really good for guaranteed situations. This will always combo into that. And so now you can optimize your combo damage, right? So you can actually do, you know, maximize that or whatever. What's the move that I'm thinking of? Oh, it's right, the OD. Ah, yes, okay. So I can always do like, right? See, like now I get to do the cool shit like that, right? OD Hitsatsu Shinobi, but she has a launcher that links into jumping medium punch. So now I can guarantee to do that. Anytime I hit this, I know that this is gonna be a combo, and then I can keep doing stuff. Oh, she didn't bounce. Interesting. So making them fall into the fire. Okay, but see, this is stuff to lab. This is stuff to lab in any case. And so crouching medium kick is only gonna, so on dry brush, it's only gonna be +2. So you can't link anything after it. But again, medium kicks are never meant to be linked off of because crouching medium kicks are so strong. If you could do this and then link off of it, like it would be really good. Basically, almost no character can do that except for someone like Kimberly because her crouching medium kick has the range of a snail, and so it's fair. And she can't cancel it anyway, so it's fine. It's fine for her. So yeah, that's not, so crouching medium kick is just going to be the crouching medium kick button. This is just gonna be the button that, like every other crouching medium kick is. It's the good button, and crouching medium kick drive rush is gonna be hella good. Now, clearly her crouching medium kick, I feel like doesn't quite have the same range, and this is an important thing to test because I always talk about how every character has that crouching medium kick range. So Juri has one of the longest ones, so she's a good person to test it against. So again, let's actually test this out here. So let's get to a range, save, too far away, walk up, too close, so play back, walk up. Wow, still too close, wow. Okay, this thing might have better range than I thought it did. Wow. Huh. Okay, whiff, save. Hit, oh wow. So that's about it right there. Okay. Oh boy, okay. That's about as much as I can get, because like mine didn't move at all. Like I basically didn't move mine at all and it hit. All right, so now we go to this, and as you can see, Juri's crouching medium kick still hits a lot further, right? And so now what we try to do is just test how much farther. You can go to other characters that have less range, but what I can do is just like back off a little. Oh yeah, okay. So let's test other characters. Like let's just compare it to Ken. Ken is a good middle ground, okay? Ken is a good middle ground here. So let's set ourselves up, save it. Okay, too far away, move up, I hit him, move up. Okay, whiffs, move up, I hit him. That might just be it right there. Okay. Yeah, all right, so now we test Ken, and Ken can hit you. So her crouching medium kick is not as good as Ken's. So yes, my initial thought is that her crouching medium kick is probably a little bit shorter than the average maybe, but it's still good, right? It's still good to have this button, but it's not gonna be as good as some of the other characters. So there you go. And again, this training mode, like another thing that I hope you guys pick up while you watch me do this is just how I'm using this training mode. Like, it's so hard for me to lab other games now because those training modes aren't aren't this, right? Like, you can see how easy it is for me to test stuff because it's so good. But since you're all here watching me play clearly, you guys are interested in Street Fighter 6. Make sure you take advantage of this training mode. This training mode is godlike, dude. This training mode is godlike. Again, sweep is a sweep, you know, kind of thing. Heavy kick, interesting button here. Okay, so heavy kick's obviously good range. I mean, this is a great range because if you're dancing outside of this range right here because you're scared she's gonna whiff punish you, she can sneak in a little bit with the heavy kick. And it's not bad, right? And there is one more thing we're gonna have to test in a second. But also, what kind of momentum does this? Oh, okay, this is a great momentum button, right? So that's a good way in here, like this. You can attack from far away. Now, obviously, as you saw from like pretty far range here, I got plus. I can't combo anything off of this. So there is a little bit of weakness for that, but it is good to get in. Again, if she blocks it, I'm still +1. So that's really good. Oh, that is good. She actually keeps a lot of that momentum afterwards. That's good. It is a little bit long to start up, so if you miss, it's gonna be even worse. So not gonna be great. This might be your best get-in move, and you're +1. But unless you do it like at point blank range, it's not gonna be really helpful. It's just a good way to get in like this. It's gonna be one of her better get-in tools. But again, you know, obviously, you can stop her and check her, so, you know, if you switch it between this, right? So if you do something like this, especially like that, yeah, you can do this, watch them whiff, and, you know, maybe get in a little bit off of that, because you can see at that same range, I can hit heavy kick, and it still gets in, but at that same range, I can throw a light, and they probably can't hit me. So you can create a little bit of a mind game there. And then there's back heavy kick, which we already determined is gonna be really good, and it's very hit confirmable. So there you go, very hit confirmable. But obviously no range, so not much you can do about that. Now, there is something very important we have to test here. What are the punish counter situations here? Okay, so normally +1 on punish counter, +5. That's normal. That's absolutely normal. Okay, +8, and normally it's +4. Totally normal here. If I hit with only the first hit, okay, there's no way to, okay? Standing heavy kick. There we go. Something different. We got a crumple in this situation. She gets a crumple off of heavy kick. So somehow they whiff a button and with this, like this, or if they whiff a button and you punish counter here, I mean, you can probably get something cool off of that, right? Like, yeah, like that, right? Etc., etc. So you have to make sure you test this kind of thing as well. You always have to make sure you test this kind of situation. So one of the nice things is, I don't know if this is the case. If you do this and you're +5, or if you do this and you're +8, like the nice thing about this counter, so if they whiff a DP, you know, do you want to punish with that? Do you want to punish with something else? Do you even want to punish with this? Oh, but that won't actually change anything. You can punish with this, which will make you +9. So that's good. So if the opponent whiffs a DP, then I can do that, right? So, whoops. So right there, that would be 3,260 damage, right? For how many bars was that spent? That's gonna be three bars spent like this. So 3 bar damage, but it built me 1 bar back, which is nice. So if I want to do even more, actually, I just want to see something. What happened when this happened? Okay, yeah, they just bounce and that's it. So you only get the combo if you hit them off the ground. If you hit them out of the air, it doesn't do anything. Interesting. Okay. So there's no reason to do the OD one after this unless you want to cancel into the level 2. Or unless there are situations that I am unaware of, right? So that works right there if I want to actually go into the level 2. So actually, like, this might just be one of the best things to do right there, right? That's 3260, but who knows, right? Like, I have a lot more time to spend to lab optimal routes, etc., etc. So again, but here's the thing, right? Like, let's say I lab and I'm like, okay, if they miss a DP and I'm ready for this, this will be my punish. I basically spend 2 bars because I build 1 back in that combo. That's 32.5%. That's pretty good for a punish counter combo. And I'll just take that in there. And you know what? I'll go into the match and I will use this to counter DPs if I remember to drive rush and stuff like that. But the thing about it is there a better combo than that? Probably. I just literally spent like 5 minutes trying to lab something that worked. Is there a better combo than that? Probably. Do I care? Not at all. Not at all. And here's another thing. Again, don't worry about optimizing everything. Learn how to go into a route that blows up dragon punches that you block and be okay with not being optimal. Are you leaving damage on the table? Potentially. Should you care? No, not at all. Because what you're really trying to learn is to remember how to punish DPs. So what you want to do is learn that as soon as you block a DP, the first thing that happens in your brain is, what was my DP punish combo? And even if you find something better like 2 weeks later and now your muscle memory keeps bringing you back to your original one, it doesn't matter as long as you have wired your brain so that when you block an ODDP, you know to go to a strong combo, to go to the DP punish combo that you've put into your head. So I played Cammy and Drive Rush Heavy Punch is a better start than anything else. And when I was first learning her, after I blocked DPs, I would just walk up and just hit standing heavy punch. And I'm like, or standing medium punch. And I'm like, that's not what I'm supposed to do. And so I learned to build the synapses to want to do the better optimal combo. And that's what you're trying to do. Eventually, if you find a better combo, like I said, you're gonna have to rewire your synapses to do the better combo, but you have the thought process of, I block the DP, do something good. And even if you go to your old combo, it's still gonna be better than punishing by walking up and hitting standing medium punch. You've already wired your brain into going into a better combo route. That's the important thing. These are the things that you're trying to build when you're a beginner at a fighting game. You aren't trying to optimize everything. And in fact, if you can find something, if you do find something that's optimal and you're not consistent and you keep dropping it, do the easier combo. When I played Tekken, the combo that I used with King in Tekken 7 was a much easier combo than the optimal. I could land the optimal, but I didn't care. I was like, I will just do the easy one so I can be consistent at this. Am I gonna lose any matches because I didn't land the optimal combo? Of course I am. Of course I am. Pixel comebacks happen all the time. You're learning the game that doesn't matter. You're learning the game that doesn't matter. All you're trying to do is build up a wealth of knowledge of things to do, situations that you want to react to, and understanding how to play the game. Understanding the pace of a game is going to be way more important than understanding everything optimal. If you can get the idea of, okay, so this game is, oh, I see, so this game is really offensive heavy, or this character is rushdown, or I'm kind of learning that this character doesn't work rushdown, so I'm gonna try a little more Zodiac. Like, that shit is gonna be infinitely more important than learning anything about optimal combos. Let yourself do unoptimal things at first. If you're punished, like I said, is this because it leads to a safe jump, keep doing it then, keep doing it. As long as you have something. And then, because the thing is, you're not using this combo anywhere else. But if you program yourself to use that every time someone misses a DP, at least you're programming yourself to recognize that blocking an ODDP makes you do something different. Because what happens a lot of times is you see a lot of beginners block an ODDP, and what do they do? What do they do? Especially for those of you in the Pacific Northwest, what do? You throw them. Because you've never programmed your brain to do something different after you block an ODDP. So you throw them. I make that joke because that's what I've been told the PNW, the Seattle punish to DPs is throw. But so it's the Chicago punish. There you go. It was also a Chicago maybe it was the Chicago punish. Sorry, PNW, I might have gotten the wrong region. But again, that's the problem, is because you haven't wired your brain to recognize that as soon as they miss as soon as you block the ODDP, your brain should be, oh, sick, here comes my DP punish. But if you're like blocking ODDP and you're like, what? And then that's it, that's over. Like, you're building the synapses to recognize that situation. You are recognizing the situation, and fighting games are all about recognizing situations. Like when I was labbing my here, right? Like, okay, knockdown here. What's the situation? Here's my next move. Again, one of the key things to learn about Street Fighter 6. This applies to Street Fighter 6 and Street Fighter 5 in particular because of input buffer. That makes frame data really accurate. So, for example, if you do this and you don't know what to do afterwards, again, my option is to do this. Right? That's one of my options, but you know what? It probably behooves me to develop a couple of different things that I can do. So I lab a whole bunch of stuff, right? And I can switch between them to throw different looks at him. But if you are playing Street Fighter and you ever do this, and in this situation right here, you don't know what to do, that's a problem. This is a situation. This is a situation that you've learned to recognize, and even though you may have 3 or 4 options, you pick one of them. You pick one of those options. But if you do this and after you land and you're like, I'm not sure what to do, and you just kind of do, like, Street Fighter, because of the input buffer, the things that you can do are very repeatable, and it's very easy to get consistent at. So again, if you ever find yourself in a situation, so like if you do something like, and you don't know what to do in this situation, go to training mode and lab it. At any point in time, if you knock somebody down and you don't know what to do, lab it out so that you do know what to do. If you find one thing, cool, do that thing until it stops working, go find a second thing. Keep switching between the two, and then if they both turn out to not work, go find a third thing, you know, etc., etc. But again, because these fighting games are so repeatable, you want to make sure you know what you're doing. Again, after a combo, after this combo, it's gonna be the same situation every time. Like I said, things will change if I hit him out of the air or do whatever, you know, all these other things, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, things will change, but you have to already kind of know that, you know, so you're gonna lab that out and stuff like that. But even in that secondary situation, the result will always be the same. This is a computer program. And it's a fighting game. They're not gonna design things to be random just for the sake of it, unless it's a character like Faust or something like that, where that's just literally a part of their mechanic. But for the most part, all this stuff is repeatable. And because it's repeatable, especially in knockdown situations, when you knock the opponent down, that is the one-player game. A lot of people who do badly at fighting games is that because they always play as a one-player game. Like, you labbed a combo that works after a jump in, so you play the whole game trying to jump in on the opponent. And the opponent never falls for it, and you're like, what the heck? You know, because you're not playing against an opponent, you're just trying to jump in on them. You're playing a one-player game. That doesn't work most of the time. But in knockdown situations, the only thing the opponent can do is roll backwards or get right up in place. Those are only 2 options, and why knockdowns in Oki are so important, because you've taken away 99% of their options. The only thing they can do is roll backwards or get up. you know, and then straight up. Obviously, it changes a little bit once you're like, okay, they can wake up and parry, they can wake up and throw, they can wake up. But the thing about it is, that knockdown situation is guaranteed to be the same frame data on the same knockdown every single time. So, lab that situation out. That is your time to play the one-player game. That is your opportunity to autopilot and have it be working and have it be very strong. Because if you lab down a knockdown into a mix-up and make sure it is a mix-up, if you just do the same thing over and over and over again and there's no mix-up, there's no point. But etc., etc. Again, I hope this doesn't sound like confusing, or I know the way I talk. Obviously, I'm laughing and smiling, so you can tell I'm not angry, but a lot of times when I talk, I sound like I'm being condescending or kind of mean sometimes, and I hope it's not coming off that way. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to get across here and it makes sense, etc., etc. Right, so Mage Nicholas, you know, I block. Oh God, what do I do? And most of the time when you die in the corner, whenever you die in the corner, it's because you don't know what to do. Because after blocking something, you're not sure what the actual situation is. And this is when I've talked about labbing your opponent character, because now you want to find out what it is. So a lot of times when an opponent gets you mixed up in the corner and you die, like let's say you fight a Kimberly. If you don't know what Kimberly's options are and she knocks you down in the corner and she throws a spray can and you're just like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I'm scared. Yeah, you're gonna die. Like, you are going to get mauled. And Kimberly will be the scariest character in the world. But if you actually go, okay, she throws a spray can down. You know what? Let's test this out. So she throws a spray can out and she walks backwards. And then you realize if she ever walks backwards or doesn't throw you as a meaty, the spray can can't combo off of the throw. Unless she does a meaty throw, she cannot combo into the spray can. So if she doesn't throw right away, now you can take your brain away off of teching throws. You can worry about a lot of the other options she does, and if she throws you, you know what? You take 1,000 damage. You don't even take as much damage as everybody else. You take 1,080 damage, because Kimberly starts at 90% damage. Again, I friggin' hate it. But she's only gonna do 1080 damage to you instead of 1200, and she can't combo off of it, and she can't set up another spray can. So now after she throws you, it's just standard post-throw mix-up. Is she gonna throw loop, is she gonna shimmy, or is she gonna meaty? And that's the same mix-up against every character, right? So if she doesn't throw you meaty right away, you can take your brain off of trying to tech throws. Don't get shimmied. Just play solid defense and block. She could overhead you. That's something that you gotta look for, but to react to that is just stand up. So again, if she doesn't throw you right away, now your only concern is high or low. That's it, that's it. You shouldn't get shimmied at that point. And if she waits and throws you, whatever. Now, if she does that every time and she's willing to take her 1080 damage for free, that's cool. But again, you take that 1080 damage, she can't loop that. She can't throw another can out. And so if you don't study that, if you fight Kimberly and she throws a can out and she walks backwards, you're like, oh my God, and then you get scared and you whiff a throw and she kills you, that's your fault. That is 100% your fault. And so again, if you don't lab how to fight the character, and I'm not using Kimberly as an example because I'm like, see, she sucks. No, I'm using Kimberly as an example because I know the character better than I know anybody else, so I can say this definitively about the character, you know? And again, if you don't understand that, you're gonna die. So again, like Mage Nicholas said, it was like, oh, I block, oh my God, what do I do? That's because you haven't labbed your opponent's situation. And when you do, the reason why you stop getting frustrated is because even if you guess wrong, you understood what the options were and you just know, oh, I guessed wrong. And you can't be mad about that because that's just what the game is, right? You are in the situation, you are forced to guess because that's how this game is designed. The throw, shimmy, attack mix-up is a guess. It is a guess. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just a guess. And that's part of the nature of this game, which is why knockdowns are so important and moves that are plus on block are so important because that sets up that crucial mix-up in the game, and every time you get it is a guess. And so at that point, you just kind of move around like, what has he done before? What am I willing to take, right? If I get hit now, I know I die, so I'll take the throw because that'll give me a couple more chances at that guess, right? And that's all it is. So when you actually understand your opponent's options, when you guess wrong and they landed on you, your reaction is, I guessed wrong, bravo to you for predicting that. If you don't understand the options, it is magic, it is mythical, and you're like, I don't know what to do. I blocked and he threw me and it comboed into the spray can. And then I tried to tech the throw and I whiffed and he whiff punished me, and like, you can't do anything. This character's mix-up is insane. Like, you can't do anything. Because you don't know what your options are. If you know what your options are when you guess wrong, you just have to do the good stuff. Because you know what the situation is. And you're like, okay, he did that. If he tries it again, I know the counter, but you know what? I bet you he's not gonna try it again, because from what I can tell from this player, he likes to switch it up early. And maybe you're wrong, but then you react with, But if you were right and you countered what he did to try to change to counter your counter, then you're like, ha ha, I got you, right? And understanding that that's what it is, it's just the mix-up, makes it so you don't get mad as badly. You're just like, good shit, you predicted me correctly. And then you move on. But as soon as you don't know what the situation is, it's frustrating and it's really hard to deal with. So again, if you die to something and it feels impossible, lab it out. Lab it out, and that way, next time you run into that situation, you know what your options are. Are you gonna find all of them? Maybe they do something that you didn't think of. Okay, go to the lab, figure out how to counter that. Add D to the ABC options. Oh no, right? Add D. Now it's a four-way guess. Whatever, right? Like, you build it up. You build up the knowledge. Again, fighting games are all about situations, situations, situations. And so when you're labbing a character like this, that's what you're trying to do. You are playing a new character. You gotta come up with your situations to exact a mix-up on the opponent. And when you know these situations, you want to base them off of repeatable situations. I mean, honestly, so again, like if I mash like this and I do this, this is a repeatable situation. So it doesn't matter if I hit you with this as a, I crossed you up, or I jumped in and I do this combo. Oh, okay, don't be careful of that. Like, if I do this, or you walk up to me and I jab you and hit you, and then I combo into that, grounded post heavy DP hit is a situation. And so it doesn't matter how you arrive into that situation, you already know what to do afterwards, right? And so because I labbed it, as long as I land this, I know I can throw this OD fan. Can I get level 3 supered? Yes. But for the most part, this is a really powerful setup. And so I know what the situation is and I can do something out of it, and that leads to a mix-up, right? Because after she blocks this, I drive rush in there, and like I said, even if she's on block, all I can do, and now I'm plus 17, and that was a true block string. They can't even DP in the middle of that. So now I'm plus 17 in your face. I got a lot of options here. So this is a good situation to lab, because now you can lab a situation where you can land your mix-up. If you actually just come up and like, let me try my mix-up, like, what's this mix-up? Like, if you don't actually have a plan on how to get to that mix-up, you're not doing it right, is basically what I'm trying to say. When you lab a mix-up situation, you have to make sure you're labbing a situation that you have a way to get into that situation. Right? Like, if you're testing it like this, you're like, sick! Oh, that's really cool. If I throw an OD fireball, I can do this, and I get into a mix-up here. Like, that's great, but how often is your opponent gonna sit there in place and let you do this, right? Now, if they happen to sit there and let you do this, you can do it, but if you do this and then all of a sudden they jump away, or they perfect parry, or, something like, what is that? So in other words, like, I happen to find a way to make it work by finding out that it works after this, right? So I can do this, and now I can actually take advantage of that situation. In any case, I'm not labbing Mai at all anymore. I just kind of got into first attack mode teaching stuff, and it is midnight over here, so I should probably call it a night. But again, I hope you guys can see how I'm labbing characters and see how the little things that I do shift me into other things, and I always want to like, oh wait, oh, how would this interact with this, etc., etc. And you build up that base knowledge. You know, a lot of times when people, and again, is there anything wrong with just being like, Mai's out, jump into ranked and go? Absolutely not. If that's the way you learn better because you like having situations, more power to you. Everybody learns differently, right? This is how I learn, but I also think that this is a good way for a lot of people to learn. So, you know, you can go off of this. But if you learn a different way, feel free to do it that way. Who am I to tell you how to learn, right? Again, you know, learn the best way you can. This is a great way to learn that I think works for a lot of people, but doesn't work for a good chunk of them because a lot of people can't stand sitting here in training mode and doing this. It's mind-numbingly boring to them. And if that's the case, go play, go play. But I will teach you one extra thing that is really, really powerful about learning and labbing a character if you hate actually sitting here in training mode and labbing the way I'm doing. And again, I'm not gonna say you're doing it wrong. I say labbing is very important. But again, not everybody learns the same way. So if you just find that mind-numbingly boring, another really, really good way to learn this game, set everything to standard, like this. Set everything to standard. Put everything to 0. Standard. Come over here and put the CPU on level 7. I'll put the CPU on level 7. You can put it at 6, you can put it at 5, depending on how good you are. Never put it on 8. I don't care how good you are, don't put it on 8. Because 8 is where they start just reading your inputs and being total assholes. 7 is the highest you'll ever go. But do that, and like, see like how you want to react to this, right? Okay. And then when you get into situations, you're like, wait, I don't know what to do after this. Oh God. Oh God. Is this the right button? Yeah, it is the right button. Okay. And the nice thing about this is an uncompetitive environment because you will never die. And see, the computer at level 7 will make wrong decisions. The computer tried to do something and I just threw him on my wake up. But this is actually a really excellent way to learn how to play because the computer will also find gaps like that, right? So now I know if I do crouching medium kick into charge fan, they can just hold up and punish me. And you can learn things like that playing in a safe environment, but at least you're fighting somebody. And then, like, let's say I'm fighting the computer over here like this, and then she does an ODDP, and I block it, and I'm like, I don't know what combo to do. Easy. Come here, turn it back to a dummy, go find the combo. Come back, computer level 7. That's it. This is one of the best ways to learn. I often use this. This doesn't apply to most fighting games. I say this about Street Fighter 6 because the level 7 computer is actually it's one of the better AIs I have ever seen. Basically, like when it knocks you down, the level 7 computer actually commits to whether it wants to throw, attack, or shimmy. It actually commits. And so when you do the right counter to it, the computer will get caught by it. You know, so it's kind of neat in that way. I really appreciate that they programmed the computer to commit to the choices that they made, whereas a lot of other computers will just read your inputs and kill you, right? So again, I really appreciate that they do that. So whenever the computer knocks me down like this, and let's say they get right up next to me and go for a mix-up, I can trust the fact that it's gonna commit to that. Oops, I made a mistake here. Make your vitality to refill, right? Because then you'll never die. You'll never die. You don't want to make it so that the super meter refills because then the computer just level 3s all day and it's really stupid. And you also want to make sure that the drive gauge doesn't drain I mean, it drains regularly because you need to know how to not burn yourself out. But put yourself on life on refill because now you can play this game forever, right? Oh God, my throw loop is not good. I forgot to test that. Okay, she teched that. Okay, oh. Okay, yeah, so be careful of jumps when you're messing with that button there. But again, standing medium kick, really good. Oh God. I was hitting the button, but the button moved. Oh God. Oops, that's not what I did. Oh, she jumped, okay. I didn't know what combo to do. See, I did that, and that wasn't the right button because that doesn't give me any plus frames. And so that's something, oh, see, I didn't know what to do there. And that's stuff I'll learn to test out after a while. Ow! I can do that too. Aha, but see, I'm safe at that range. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, nice, okay. Oh God, oh, but she back threw me, interesting. I need to drive impact because I'm so, oh God, she's jumping at me. I'm expecting drive impact now. So I'm not countering, oh. Oh, that's not the right combo. See, muscle memory killed me. Oh, nice. Oh God, I didn't know what combo to do again. Oh, light is a cross-up, nice. I don't know my frame kill setup there, so I just did whatever, I dashing. Oh, she used that as anti-air, okay. Oh, dry rush overhead, you bastard. Ow, what a confirm. Damn it, I was waiting for that and I just missed the button again. Ah. Yeah, like I said, her throw, she doesn't have a throw loop. That's really interesting. Oops, I did that too early. That was a prediction. Nice DP again. Actually, I wonder if I can get out of there. Oh, no, that's not gonna work. I wonder if I could run away with that. On Whiff, it's, oh God. Oh, that's right, so the OD Fireball does that. Oh. I just mistimed my meaty. Oh, good DP again. I'm gonna DP. Oh, I burned myself out. This is the problem. Ah. 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 She's not letting me out of this corner. Oh God. So again, I mean, you can see, right? It's actually really useful. You find out where your gaps are. Like, oh God, I wasn't ready for this. Oh God, I didn't remember that I can do this, you know, and stuff like that. And it actually helped. Oh, oh no, she hit the button. Ha Yeah. But again, it'll help you learn where your situation gaps are. And you can just play that all day. There's no pressure. And again, the computer's really good at teaching you, you know, the mix-ups and stuff like that. And if you fight against yourself, you'll see the computer do something every once in a while. You'll be like, you can do that? And so you just go and steal that as well. So, any case, like I said, I really need to go get some food and get ready for sleep. So I hope this was really educational for you guys. I hope this this made a lot of sense on how you lab characters out there. And I think that this, oh yeah, the V-Rival system too, right? They have the ghosts mechanic stuff like that too. So that's kind of useful as well. The ghost system is actually really useful as well. But in any case, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting this channel. As I've mentioned before, in the future, the Ultra Chen TV channel on YouTube will be changing Jay Chenzor channel